Hey VC Jeff, JG Yokohama. Back again for another one. It's been quite a while. Just been busy with life and pursuing other things lately. So yeah, just enjoying more of the outdoorsy kind of stuff lately. And I don't know, just kind of a little bit burned out on record collecting, so I pulled back for a little while. But at this point, I have quite the stack of new stuff. So I'm just going to concentrate on that more than stuff I've been listening to. So today's the all new collection. So a little bit of a stack. So I'm just going to jump right in. Yeah, it's just I've been reorganizing my collection, and at least I was until like I ended up with a bunch of home projects that can get me busy and outdoorsy kind of stuff. So yeah. Anyway, um, been wanting this for quite some time. Finally picked up a pretty much a new copy. Norman Mayer Group, this 7 inch. So on Discord Records. So I used to really like these guys live, but I think pretty much they only released 7 inches, and then there's a comp which is like next to impossible to find on CD. But yeah, this thing I think it's like new old stock. So this thing is like pristine. I don't think it's ever been played. So awesome. Got it for a pretty damn good price. I'm very happy. Maybe I'll be using that seller more because they have a shit ton of really awesome DC and other DC hardcore or similar kind of stuff. So yeah, they definitely does have like a little bit of a '90s thing going here, but I rather liked them live, so it's cool to have at least one. There's maybe one other one I wanted to pick up, maybe. And I think I'm done with them. So Norman Mayer Group, and yeah, if you look up Norman Mayer, it's kind of some interesting Washington D.C. story there. And this is a new album. I believe they're from Ireland. New Dad, and the album's Madra. I guess we can make out there. New Dad, all one word. Pretty cool. Like I forget what they call these. Like this Japanese porcelain doll. But yeah, awesome album. Falls more in the dream pop thing line of things. I'm usually not like a huge dream pop fan, but I do really like this album. It can be a little uneven, but this is a contender for year, album of the year for me. Really good. Highly recommend. Yeah, it kind of falls somewhere between like I don't know, like Lush and like earlier Crystal Castles. It's in that somewhere between those two is where I put them. Um, but yeah, awesome. Has a lyric sheet. Curiously, the lyric sheet's in English and in Irish or Gaelic or whatever you call it. Yeah. So this one, this is a Richmond hardcore band. Yeah, I just put a sticker on there so I could pull it easier. His name is not on the outside of the album, so it kind of sucks. But this is Hose Got Cable. Again, all one word, but has like little dots between it because I guess this was the 90s and that was cool. .com and all that fun stuff. So yeah, it was like members, most famous like Alabama Thunder Pussy, I guess. But yeah, it's more of like a post-hardcore band, kind of experimentally hardcore. A little on the noisy side at times. I used to really like seeing them. I saw them quite a few times when I lived in Richmond. But yeah, happy to have this in my collection. It's a pretty damn rare album. There's I think a couple floating around, but most of them are out of the country. So I had like an alert on eBay, and I just picked it up when it showed up at a decent price. So happy to have that. So Hose Got Cable. Pretty solid album. Again, it's maybe a little uneven. They have a couple of 7 inches, like one double 7 inch and a couple other 7 inches. I think I pretty much have their whole catalog except for their live stuff. So happy to add that. Awesome album. I give it a 4.5. It's pretty solid. This is another one I kind of sniped on eBay. It's like a little pricey, but I got it for a really good price. I got it back upside down or something. I don't know. I guess it goes this way. Yeah, Rosa Yeaman. I think it's self-titled. Yeah, it's self-titled. At least the UK version is. So this is the UK version. So no wave. It's a little dancey. It's like female-led French. No wave. I would put her in no wave. Pretty experimental. Not harsh or anything, but it's definitely a little bit more in the experimental. Has like a slight little sing-songy dance thing. It was like, I forget who was talking about it. Maybe it was Dom, but yeah, we got the female-led no wave bands. They tend to be a little more dancey, but no new wave inspired to a degree, I'd say, but it's definitely not more experimental. But been wanting this for ages, and finally got one at a decent price, and it's in really clean condition. Very, yeah, seems almost unplayed, so awesome. Happy to have that. It's only like it's like 45 RPM, like 6 songs or something. It's pretty short, but I think that's all the recordings she had, so it was pretty cool to have. Well, she might appear on some comps or another. I don't know. This one was I found really cheap on what do you call it? Amazon, I guess. So I just bit it. He has some new stuff coming out. This is Tashi Dorji. It sounds Japanese, but I believe he's Indonesian. So this is kind of it is guitar. Well, I think he actually called guitar improvisations. Can't say that word. So this on what do you call it? Drag City, I believe. But he has some collaborations and so on. But yeah, like yeah, it's like falls like up was it Jim Rose or it's in that kind of vein. A little bit John Fahey-ish, that sort of thing, but a little more Indonesian um, influence on this one, I guess. But yeah, pretty damn awesome. If you like that kind of folky guitar, um, this one's got a little bit of ethnic thing going on, I guess too. But folky guitar stuff. I think I got it ridiculously cheap on Amazon. I just like bit it, bit the bullet on it. It was like $7-8 on it. So highly recommend this one. It was like that'd be like a 4.5 all day long. This one actually I haven't even fully played it. This was find it. It was like used bookstore. So I've been actually just looking for this. It was pretty rare to get in the States. I just want this is Holly's, not Pussy Galore. Um, but yeah, it just needs a cleaning. It looks really clean, but it has a lot of residue on it. It's like really crackly, so I need to re-clean it. But basically, it had all the awesome songs I wanted on it. It has Air I Breathe. He Ain't Heavy on it. It has the was it Carrie Ann. Long Cool Woman. Basically, it's like every single song I want on here. It's really hard to find a Hollies comp that's not on CD that has all their hits on it. So I was very happy to find this. It's extremely rare in the States. Not that it goes for a lot, but it was also still in shrink, which was really cool. So I'm hoping that cleans up because that is a really awesome comp. Same place I picked this up for I don't know if it was a steal. It was like $4 or so in shrink, which was really cool. As it says, yeah. So I never got to see him actually, but Roy Loney, I think you pronounce it, Phantom Mover. So it's he was from the Flaming Groovies, I believe, from like the power poppy age. It's in the same kind of vein of that, like kind of the mid 70s uh, Flaming, not Flaming, Flaming Groovies, not Flaming Lips. So this was like his first one with the Phantom Movers, and like I think some of the other members of his were members of like that mid 70s Flaming Groovies lineup. Um, yeah, I had like one other album with the Phantom Movers, which I might get rid of and just keep this one. To be honest, I probably don't need both. This is a pretty solid album. This is a pretty solid 4. I wouldn't go way out of my way to get it, but if you see it cheap as an add-on or in the shop, yeah, by all means get that one. It's pretty good. Nice clean copy. Extremely happy to find this. I paid like $20 for it. This was like $100 album. Yeah, I should have bought it when it was like when you still pick it up at record stores. Crystal Castle's self-titled, but it's their second self-titled album. They have like 3 or 4 self-titled albums. Yeah, because I don't know. I think this one for me it kind of got eclipsed by their third album. I think the first album might be the best one. But this one kind of got like the third album had like a really awesome had a really awesome mix. So, like I kind of like that one a lot, but I think the songs are actually better on this one. But yeah, I paid like 20 bucks for it. Yeah, if you try to find this on, yeah, you're gonna pay upwards 100, 150, something like that. So I was like, I snapped that up in a second. So Crystal Castles, which you might see somewhere on the back. I don't know. Yeah, Crystal Castles. There it goes. Self-titled #2. Yeah, excellent album. It was kind of part of that. I got to see them on the third album. It's a freaking amazing tour, but they changed their lineup right after that album. Um, but yeah, this is actually a double album too. But yeah, it's like this is the one that's got like Baptism on it, and if you have Fading Spells and so on. Really awesome album. Part of that, I don't know what you call that. Like it's not. They were a little. They're kind of adjacent to that. Like kind of that 8-bit thing, like 10 years or so ago. But a lot of like kind of retro um, sounds. It kind of dance punk with a lot of like a retro synthy kind of stuff. Yeah, and this one too was kind of a blind buy, but I kind of assumed this was from. I didn't read the fine print on this. Yeah, paid a little bit up on this. This one I probably paid retail, but it is an exceptionally clean shape and it's still no shrink, so I guess I got a good deal on it. No shipping. Found it again, used bookstore. Susie and the Banshees, Nocturne. In my mind, I was thinking this was like a comp or something because it was again, I think it's a double. Yeah, it's a double album. Um, it's like all the hits on it, but it's like it's not Twice Upon the Time, but it's got the same song. But yeah, this is it's actually a live album. It's actually I was not familiar with this one, but yeah, it's actually really good too. So extremely happy with this buy. That's a 4.5 all day long. Highly recommend this album if you can still pick it up pretty cheap-ish for its age because I don't think it ever got repressed, but I think you can still get them in like the $30-40 range. Highly recommend. Because it's kind of it's fresh. Because Susie and the Banshees, like you always hear the same songs over and over. So it's the same songs, but it's a different, it's the live version, so they're played a little differently. It's cool to have. Very happy to have that. Can't remember if some of these I'm kind of guessing. I don't think I showed them because I picked them up around the time I made my last video. I don't know. This one's Worst Case Scenario. This was a recent. I guess they were older tapes. This was like a 90s recording, but I don't think it was ever released. Worst Case Scenario was like one of the like I don't know if I call it a side project, but like it was a couple of members of Unwound. This might even predate Unwound by a year or two. I'm not sure, but if you like that really early Unwound sound, it's kind of in that wheelhouse. So kind of harsh, post-hardcore. It's kind of where it at. So I'm still kind of picking up some of those like Unwound adjacent bands, but yeah, anything on this record label is freaking awesome. It's I think I don't know what it stands for. LG Records. They release a lot of DC stuff and a lot of like Washington DC stuff and Washington State stuff. So I don't know. So I'm guessing whoever's running the label is like in one of the bands or something. But it's kind of that very DC hardcore sounding stuff. Yeah, that one's a really good album. At least a 4, maybe 4.5. I don't know if I showed this one. Again, it was a used bookstore find. So this is John Abercrombie with Dave Holland and Jack G. Jeanette. Gateway. ECM. You can pretty much imagine what this sounds like if you've listened to any of this stuff. Yeah, pretty solid album. Highly recommend it. It's a Gateway. You see it, pick it up. I probably wouldn't go way out of my way for it, but it is a. If you like that kind of thing, you should have it. Yeah, I think I picked this up when I was in Boston over the summer. So Michael Mantler, No Answer, with Jack Bruce, Carla Bley, and Don Cherry, and it's got some Samuel Beckett voiceover, but yeah, pretty solid. At least a 4, maybe 4.5. Yeah, single disc, but it says gatefold. So the sleeve's a little beat, but the album was in great shape, so that was an easy buy. Can't remember if I showed this one. This is Bush Tetras. So I bought that comp that had all their stuff on it, but this is actually a newer album. They recorded this, I think, during COVID. So Bush Tetras, They Live in My Head. It's actually pretty cool. It's on, I think, red vinyl, as I recall, but I'm never, if I show that, I'm never going to get through this video. But cool cover. Yeah, I don't know. I'd say it's a solid 4. It's just probably a keeper. It's pretty interesting. So like their 90s stuff I didn't really care for, because like I bought that comp. I just bought it on CD because I didn't actually want the second disc. Yeah, the second disc for me was like junk, but that actually is pretty good. I don't need to talk about this one. Excellent. Sanders. Got it from what was it called? Newberry Comics or whatever that was up in Boston. They had on sale for $20, whatever. It was like, been looking for it. I had an original Japanese pressing. I let it slip through my fingers. I always regret that one. But yeah, that's one of my favorite Pharaohs. Probably third or fourth actually. But yeah. Anyway, yeah, finally picked this one up. ESG, kind of that. They're no wave adjacent, dance, punk. I don't know. They get thrown in with the no wave, but they're very dancey. ESG is a pretty solid album. I think it's only like 45 RPMs again. This one shows up on the VC a lot. Terry Riley. I'm not sure if this is like a boot or official. Everything's very like you can tell it's like a reproduction on the cover. But again, Boston pickup. The guy was like, "Yeah, we always get that pressing." I was like, "Is this a boot?" He's like, "Well, we always get that pressing." So don't know, but sounds alright. But yeah, and I was a little disappointed with this one, if I'm honest. But yeah, I don't know. I really like some of his stuff. Yeah, this one's seems a little more dated. But Terry Riley, kind of experimental. I don't know. It's experimental. I don't know if I call it jazz, but yeah, I think he did some tape loop stuff on that. I can't remember if I showed this one before. The Hand to Man Band. This one, I just threw this into another order at some point over the summer. So I think I saw somebody show this in the VC a long time ago, but yeah, I saw like Matt Watt and a couple. Yeah, Matt Watt caught my attention, so I was like, why not? Very experimental. Yeah, what would I call this? Like it's avant-garde experimental. It's very it's not for Mike Watt fans probably, but I liked it. At least a 4. I'd go 4.25 actually. It's not quite 4.5, but it is pretty damn solid. So it kind of experimental. It has that kind of reminds me of like, I don't know, Tolerance or something like that, like a little more Fuse side broad, stuff, more experimental stuff. So it's kind of in that like kind of that weird experimental stuff you'd more expect more out of like Japan or something, but yeah, whatever. Another cheapo find from the bookstore. My one and done Mahala Jackson. Still in the shrink. Original price sticker is kind of cool. I bought the double album and I got it home, then I realized it was missing the second album, which had the songs I wanted. But yeah, it was like a thrift find, and it was still in the shrink, which is kind of cool with the original price. This is another pickup from over the summer. Very happy to have this one. Oot, another no wave band. This is an original Blast First. Actually, I think this is considered like the second pressing, because I think it wasn't originally on Blast First, but they released this maybe like a year after on Blast First, and it was originally like some smaller imprint label or whatever. But yeah, UK copy. Yeah, pretty much all my Oots are original Blast First stuff. So happy to get this one. Probably my favorite Oots. I do like the I think what they call it, early outings or something. Or I don't know. It's got like the primitive masks on the front. I like that one a lot, but the sound quality is kind of shitty. But it's a great album. But this has a lot of the same songs too. But so I think all girl or it might have one dude in it. I don't know, but yeah, I think it was like 3 girls and 1 dude or whatever. Yeah, they were contemporaries of Sonic Youth. Kind of far, a little bit out there. No wave. It was good stuff. I think they did play a lot with Sonic Youth back in the day. Unsane, picked this up. One of my favorite Unsanes. I gotta get the singles collection too, but I saw this like fairly cheap for a new copy, so I just bought it. So has a lot of this has alternative versions of some of the stuff off of like their first album and some the early single kind of stuff, demo versions, and this rocks hard. So noise rock, not for everyone. If you're familiar with Unsane, they usually have a lot of blood and gore on their albums. The first self-titled album, that's apparently a real crime and photograph, but the other ones were faked, per Sean anyway. So I got that for like, I don't know, it was under 20. I think I paid like 15 for this. But I don't know. It was over the summer. I don't know if you can still get these cheap, but highly recommend this if you like noise rock. Unsane demos. I know I showed this briefly at some point, but I don't know if you can even get this anymore. Muki Manmansu. So Korean kind of lo-fi experimental pop or whatever. Really like this album. This is a reissue from it came out last year, but the original came out in like 2012 and extremely low. Like they did like 100 or 200 or something like that. A couple of art students, they were just doing it for fun kind of thing. But highly recommend this album if you see it. Don't know what they go for anymore, but highly recommend that one. Picked up more Les Rosales, but this one doesn't play. It's a double CD. I didn't feel like getting a 3 album one because that was overkill. I don't like 3 LP ones. I never listened to those. Anything double disc is pushing it. 3 is I just never listened to it. But I got it as a double CD, and it doesn't play on my deck. So they give me money back. I don't know. It looks like something's recorded on the disc, but it just will not play. So use caution on this. I don't know. I'll see if it plays on my laptop or something. I don't know. But this was like it's a Dodonko, or am I saying that right? There's Mizutani, Yamaguchi, Takada, and Noma. Okay, so I thought this was Duranko, but maybe not. Okay, but it's kind of like that early 80s, 1980 actually, Reformation or whatever. So I did stream it a bit on Bandcamp, which is where I bought it. But be careful of the CD. It didn't play for me. I don't know what the hell is going on with that. This one was a suggestion by Sean, Bob Evans. I don't know. I just looked at ones I could get cheap and had good ratings. This is Jersey Barrier. So I would call this like early emo. I don't know. I wasn't as enthralled with this as Sean was, to be honest. But I give it a pretty solid 4. I seem to remember not liking the vocals so much on this one. I don't know. But it was certainly not bad. If you see it at the record store and it's not expensive, it might be worth a pickup. Do not believe they have vinyl. They might have some 7-inches because it was during that. This is like 90s, I want to say, early 90s. So it was definitely during that time where everyone's switching to CDs. This one, this was a Japanese pickup for a while back. Don't know if I ever got around to showing it because it's one of those ones it was sitting on the shelf. I just never listened to it. Definitely not for everyone. Havlaken, so they're kind of an early Japanese noise band. It's that kind of chaotic stuff like you get with the Boredoms, or a little bit less or so, but like there was a Taco, whatever, Beaver, whatever, Take Beaver, whatever that, But a more along the Boredoms, like just spastic, just UFO or Die, that kind of stuff, just kind of out there, experimental noise, with a little bit of semblance of a beat, but just the 51 tracks. It tells you how they're just like spastic etches of a song, basically. This is like if you can read Japanese, this is greatest hits. It's the greatest hits comp. But single disc, 50 some tracks. They're like 30 seconds of toys and spastic stuff. It's kind of interesting, but it's definitely not something I throw on while I'm working. Uh, this was a thrift find, I guess. Jurassic 5, Feedback. Not their best album. I think this is after their DJ left. What's his name? Cut Chemist. I think Cut Chemist is not on here, but it is still decent. If you see it cheap, I would consider it, but I would go with their first couple albums. Can't remember if I showed this. This is Space Shakuhachi Surprise. Shakuhachi is like the Japanese kind of the, what do you call it, the bamboo flute thing. So basically it's Mount Shasta with Space Streakings, a couple of spastic bands, one Japanese, one American on Skin Graft. You know Skin Graft, you know what this is going to sound like. I can't remember. I don't know if I bought this or I got this from Sean, but I saw them on the tour right before they recorded this album, when the two bands were playing together on tour. They played in the basement of the 930 Club because they weren't big enough. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, if you're in that boredom, spastic, Japanese kind of stuff, yes, Space Streak is definitely one of my favorite live bands of all time. They're pretty crazy guys. But yeah, 90s, like mid to late, this must be late 90s. I'm pretty sure I saw them like 99, 98, somewhere around there. Wish I kept the damn t-shirt. It was a freaking awesome t-shirt. But yeah, awesome. Love this. At least a 4.5. I don't know. It's not one I listen to all the time. Can't remember if I showed this before. This is So What with Masahiko Togashi with JJ Spirits, which are Masahiko Togashi, Kosuke Mine, Masahiko Sato, Nobuyoshi Ino. I want to say this is like a 90s recording. Yeah, so this was a 94. So, yeah, this is at that point. All these are like real powerhouses, the Japanese kind of free jazz. This one they definitely reined it in a lot more. This is more of a poppy release. But it's decent. I gotta listen to this more, but at least a 4. I probably wouldn't go out of my way for this one. Stick with their 70s releases for sure. This one, Herbalizer, is one of those bands that kind of slipped past me back in the 90s or whatever. But Herbalizer, if you like DJ Shadow, it's kind of in that vein. If you like the earlier, first 2 or 3 albums of DJ Shadow, if you like that sort of thing, Herbalizer, the Herbalizer, they do have some like female-led vocals, and then some male-led vocals. But it's kind of like a little bit of trip hoppy influence, hip hop. Yeah, like I probably will get like another one of these. That's pretty good. Yoko Nagisa, Japanese, like kind of retro pop, I would call it. She died a few years ago, but which is unfortunate. But Best Hit 12. I don't think this is actually a real compilation. I think this is just an album. Just called it Best Hit 12. Yeah, she has a bunch of releases. I did. Yeah, I picked up another one like she'd done with one of the guys from shoot, it was like some kind of like post-hardcore band. I forget which one, but it was like one of the Richmond bands. Shoot. But anyway, yeah, that one's very experimental. This one's more straight ahead, like kind of a what do you call it? Like that, like the Francois Hardy, whatever, Yaya, girly Japan pop stuff. But pretty cool. So Yoko Nagisa, good luck finding that one. I got that when I was in Japan last year. Thelonious Monk, Straight No Chaser. Just found it at a thrift store, so that was pretty cool. Actually, no, I think I got at the bookstore, but yeah, they marked it down really cheap. It was sitting in the soundtrack section gathering dust. So I'd much rather have that on vinyl, but I think for a couple of bucks, whatever, it's nice having it on CD. And then this was like a thrift find some while back. Kitaro was like a comp of his stuff. Like I think he was somewhat big in the 80s. I think his first album might be worth having, but like after that, it gets a little less interesting. I may or may not keep this comp, but yeah, Japanese New Age, um, not quite Yanni, but it's getting there. um, but yeah, the first album's kind of interesting. After that, it kind of loses me. But yeah, I don't know. I might give this one more listen, but this is probably destined for the sell pile at some point. So Kitaro. And that's all I really got for you guys. I got quite the stack of stuff I've been listening to because I just haven't done a video in a while. But I think that was mostly like that was 90 some percent new new stuff. Some stuff I kind of guessed. I couldn't remember if I showed it or not, so I just threw it in there. Hope you guys are great. Merry Christmas, Happy Thanksgiving. I don't know when I'm recording another video. Starting a new role, so my schedule's changing. So I might have time to do more videos. I'm probably going to do a lot more work at home, so might be listening to more music. Well, we'll see how this goes. Definitely summer. I was busy doing other stuff. My schedule is pretty prohibitive and had a lot of home improvement projects going, but I could see doing more over the summer or over the winter months. So take care, guys. Hope you're well, and get you on the flip side or whatever. Yeah. See, catch you guys later.